Hello and welcome to another video. So in this one we're going to be looking at round 3 of the Sportscar Worldwide Porsche Cup. So we'll get straight on to qualifying. We're at Spa this time round, 2 races at Spa. So starting my qualifying lap, braking as late as I can just after the 100 metre board into turn 1. Probably turned in too early, could have braked a little bit later. And then on the run through a Rouge and Radion, hopefully flat. If you get the line wrong, you do have to give a slight lift. So you do manage it flat, make sure you don't cut too much. But see, I got thrown off that second curb a little bit to the right, so lost a little bit of speed there, unfortunately. And braking again just as the curb starts, turning in, but you see we're 2 tenths down, nearly on our best, so definitely could be on for a better lap than this. But we'll see how we do through the rest of the lap. Again, braking at the curb. A lot of the curbs are markers at this track, I find. And then this is my least favourite corner, No Name, that now has a name, but I don't actually know what the name of it is. Plus, to be honest, I prefer the name No Name. So, and here again, struggle through a lot of this track. I can do fast laps here, but consistency wise I really struggle to pull the lap out when needed. So I'm hoping for a good start, and then we'll see how we can do in the race, but a little bit worried about what my consistency is going to be like here. Again, braking at the curb, turn in again, probably turned in a little bit too early, could have carried more speed. And then here, try and keep it flat, but if you get the line wrong, you have to have a little lift on the way in. And then again, flat all the way to the bus stop chicane now. You'll get to the outside of the track so you can turn in and keep it flat. Try not to get too much of that curb on the outside, or you can spin the car. Braking at the shadows there, or when there's no shadows, there's a little dark patch. Then round the bus stop chicane, try and get the power down as early as you can. That's 2 minutes 17 exactly, and unfortunately I couldn't improve on that. But I do feel I should have gone faster there in quali, so not the greatest quali, but to be honest, Adam in front probably thinks he should have gone faster as well. So we'll get straight onto the race here. And away we go. It looks like I might have got a better launch there than Adam did off pole, so go up into first place, which not necessarily the best place to be on this track, in first place out the first corner, because there's a big toe all the way up to the far corner now at the end of the Kemmel Straight. So see, I have to lift that time as well. I didn't quite get my line in, so there's Adam right up behind us. But we'll go back and have a look at the start again. As you look, yeah, Adam looked like Matt didn't get the greatest start either, but looked like everyone else got away well. And then coming around the first corner, looks like everyone's through. Oh, looks like Ian might have gone wide there by the looks of it, but he holds it together. So it looks like Ian might have to come through from the back there. But as we're back on board with me now, you can see we're side by side. I was unsure whether to just let this one go or to fight it, and I chose to fight it in the end. So keep it onto the inside, get turned in, and we do hold that place for now. As I said, I'm not particularly consistent around this track, so wanted to see how we'd go. Plus also, quick comment about this race, these championships normally done in 2 lobbies, with odd positions in the championship in one lobby and even positions in the championship in another lobby. But there was only 6 in each lobby this time, so we all just jumped into one lobby. However, the points are still being dished out for the lobby that you were supposed to be in, so even though you're racing together, you might not actually be racing for points against other drivers, which might come into fruition later in the race. see we're still holding off first at the moment as we come onto the back straight for the first time. Did we get a better exit, but Adam's got the slipstream behind us, so he'll probably be all over us come the bus stop chicane. And I'm concentrating on him behind. You see, I just don't go wide. Silly mistake looking behind, so I have to, and I stay lifted off to try and make sure I don't get a penalty for running wide there, but we end up giving him the place easy. But silly mistake to make that, really. But it is what I've seemed to do around this track. I seem to make a lot of silly mistakes. So we're going to see if we can stick with Adam now that we're in his slipstream. But again, he's already starting to pull away from us now, and looks like Kieran behind is closing up to the slipstream as well. But again, see, we had to take a big lift there. We just got the angle into that corner all wrong, so that's not going to help us even though we're in slipstream. Adam's pulling away, so luckily we start to claw that back now. But we brake early, just half brake, just to try and protect the tyres a little bit while we're behind him, but that has lost us the slipstream because I think he's quicker through that section there. And again, see, I'm just very slow into that corner, which means I'm slow out of it as well. So just silly little sloppy mistakes that I seem to make quite a lot of this track. So we'll skip ahead now towards the end of lap 3. And as you see, Kieran behind is in our slipstream now, so he'll be looking to close up to us to see what he can do. Is he going to be close enough by the bus stop? Probably not. So we're going to take our normal line. But as you see there, he comes onto the radar, so he's closed right up to us now. You see, we get a really poor exit. We just go a little bit wide onto that curb and can't get the power down as early as we'd like. So now this is allowing Adam to run away, and it's allowing Kieran to get into the battle with me here. But looks like he might have made a bit of a mess of the first corner, but he has got the slipstream to regain that time. Hopefully we can get a much better run for our Rouge and Radion here, which I think we do that time. Don't have to lift on the way in like we have done the last couple of times. As you see, I'm going to pull to the left. I see he's got the run on me, and I'm actually not going to fight it this time. Well, the two in front were both supposed to be in the other lobby, which is partially why I let him go, but the other reason I let Kieran go there was I actually thought I might be better just sitting behind him in his slipstream. So I thought with me making mistakes, I might be better with someone in front of me and just try and follow him, because I do think we've got similar pace round here. We see he's already getting better exits out of corners and starting to pull away, so we've got to be careful we don't lose that slipstream. But again, it's just much cleaner through this middle sector than I am. Said I can do the middle sector, just for some reason I can't consistently hook it together, and that's a big mistake there. And yeah, that's lost us the slipstream, that mistake has. So now we're going to have to push to see if we can get back in slipstream, which is risking more mistakes. And are we quite going to get back in the slipstream? Doesn't look like it. Looks like he got a better exit than me, so looks like he might start to pull away now. As you can see that, oh, skip ahead. Wasn't expecting that, even though I edited it. But skip ahead now, and as you see, we're going to come into the pits with 16 minutes remaining because it's a long pit stop. And I've decided, I think the best strategy here is to pit early and go for the undercut. You see Matt pits behind us, but it looks like Kieran and Mark have both decided to stay out for another lap. But you can see, look how long it is for the pit. What are we? We're over 20 seconds already, and we've still not arrived at the pit box. So with this new pit time, see, 28, 29, 30 seconds before you even get to the pit box. So it's a very long pit stop here, which is why I think the undercut's best. And as you see, sort of by the time we've come out the pits, talking 42-second pit stop, plus we're going to be losing time on the run up to the far corner as well at the start of sector 2. So you know, it's one of those things that I think with such a long pit stop, I think going for the undercut can really gain you a lot of time, just having those fresh tyres. And at least then, even if the cars gain on you, you'll have track position towards the end of the race, which is why I decided to pit so early compared to others. And I presumed most were probably going to come in on this next lap, but you never know, there might be a few people trying a slightly alternate strategy. So we're now just looking, those two cars ahead aren't too far ahead, but hopefully they're far enough ahead that they don't get in our way. But we're looking here, put as clean a lap in as we can and see how far ahead or behind Kieran and Mark we end up when they come out the pits. Because Mark was just behind us, I think, but Kieran he'd got a couple of seconds on us when we decided to pit. So we'll see how big this undercut can be. And you see Adam in first comes into the pit, so let's see if Kieran and Mark follow him when they get round. Just as we catch traffic, and Kieran does come into the pits and so does Mark, so they have all come into the pits, those three that we were fighting with. But as I said, I think Adam got too much of a run. You see, we do get held up a little bit here, and I was hoping that Aaron here would have just backed out of this if he's going to go into the pits, but he doesn't. He brakes late, but we get the cut back, and he does want to go into the pits. So to be honest, he probably slowed himself down there and probably slowed me down a couple of tenths, but didn't affect me too much. So we'll see, we're looking to see where they come out the pits. You see Adam in first has already come out the pits and he's well up the road, so he should have this one won comfortably. But there's Kieran, only just come out the pits as we've gone past, and we should have more speed than him going down the straight. So let's see what that gap is by the end of the straight. See, we have got the slipstream as well, which is a little bit of an advantage for us there, and going for that move. So we're up into second place. And as I said, I think that gap had gained to about 2 seconds, maybe more. So we've jumped in by a good 3 or 4 seconds, I think, there in the pit stops. So yeah, as you see there, he comes on 2 seconds behind now. So as we jump ahead to lap 11, where he's now caught up to the slipstream and he's right in the battle with us here. So coming into the final 2 laps, we've now got Kieran to deal with behind. Can we hold him off? Because as I said, even though we are in different lobbies so that we're not actually racing for points against each other, it is a good, you know, you do want to do your best and get the best position that you can. So we'll see what we can do. See, so he has dropped off a little bit, but he's still in that slipstream, which is what he needs. So definitely got to watch out for him challenging us at the end of the straight here. But we get a good run through the corner, and it looks like Kieran might have had to lift because that delta's going up. But can we get out of the slipstream range? No, he's starting to pull it back, so he's managed to stay in slipstream. But not the greatest braking zone for me there. Braked way too early, I think, there. So that's allowed him to close back up to half a second. Again, this is probably my weaker section of the track. Plus, Kieran is on super softs here, whereas I am on the softs. But to be honest, I mean, Kieran might be quicker on the super softs, but personally, when I was doing a little bit of testing, I couldn't go any quicker on the super softs than I could on the softs anyway, so taking the softs made more sense to me. but it's going to be an interesting last lap, I think, unless actually just again little error under braking again, so he might be able to close up and go for a move at the bus stop chicane, which to be honest might be a good thing for us, because that might give us the run down the straight and the slipstream then. But as you see, he is right up behind us, so 3.5 tenths, but this time's going to just drop with the slipstream. Let's see how close he gets. Is he close enough for a move? No, he must have lifted through that corner with being in the slipstream, so we can take our normal line through the bus stop. You see, we just brake too late and missed the apex, so that allows Kieran to close right up on us again. So we're going defensive early on, but he's gone to the outside. I'm trying to not give him the slipstream till as late as possible. Again, turn in. I'm concentrating here on just getting a good exit, even if it meant I was slow on the entry and had to slowed him down a little bit. That was a good thing, and we do manage to get a good exit, but he's still right there in our slipstream. So and you see, we just mess up the entry into the fast Eau-Rouge Radion there, so we have to take a big lift, which is not what we need. So Kieran's going to be able to get fully alongside us. So, but we're going to make him have to go around the outside if he wants it, but it is a move that's possible here. We just hold it to the apex. We give him space on the inside of the next corner, but we just hold him off for now. So 2/3 of the lap to go. Can we hold him off? No, a little deep to start with there, but we do manage to pull it back. And again, this is probably my weakest section, this left-hander followed by the next double left-hander, to be honest. And Kieran looks very fast through this double left-hander here. As you see, he closes right up on us, but we're trying to keep it to the inside, trying to stop him getting that run if we can. And again, we're going to defend it, make him go around the outside. He brakes really late, and is he holding it? Yes, he's still there, so we've got to give him space. A little bit of contact, and we get pushed a little wide, but Kieran gets a great move done there. But the only thing now, we should have to run down to the bus stop chicane on him with slipstream, as long as we can get a good exit here, which is what we're trying to do, and we do get a good exit. As you see now, we're the ones that are going to have the run. Maybe too good a run. We might close up to him too early. We do, so we're going to look for the inside before the fast left, but we can't quite. He just blocks it off, and then he goes wide there. I was unsure at the time if there was any contact. Kieran said he didn't think there was, and he was expecting a penalty, so let's see what happens. But I do get the move done on the inside, but I've got to give him space for the next part of the chicane, and he just pushes me onto that curb, and I can't quite get the power down. Well, let's go back and have a look at that. And as you see there, Kieran with the move around the outside does really well to hold it, so we have to give him that space on the inside of the next corner, and he takes that position. But now coming round onto the back straight, we're going to get the better run, and we're going to have the slipstream on him. And as I said, maybe we actually got too good a run to start with there, that we closed off on him too early. As you see, we're right up behind him now. We're going to look for that inside, but he just cuts across and manages to block it off. And then I don't think there was any contact, so maybe a little bit of lag or something, maybe, because he didn't get a penalty. Whereas he was worried he would, because he didn't think I hit him. I was unsure whether I touched him or not, just because of the way he went wide. But he just manages to get the power down better than me, and he does keep that second place. So fantastic race, but one more lap and Mark would have been fully in the fight with us there as well. So great racing there. Adam with a fairly easy win by the looks of it, as we were fighting. He's got nearly 19 seconds clear, but then very close between the next 3 or 4 drivers there. So moving on to the second race, which is a reverse grid, and a couple of you might have noticed there is more drivers in this. One unfortunately got disconnected in qualifying and missed the first race, and 2 other drivers joined late, so they only joined for this race. But the 2 that joined for this race did say they would go wide, so as you see, there's 2 cars go wide at turn 1. just to let everyone pass, because they missed the first race. They're going to start from the back rather than have the advantage of starting from the front. But you see, everyone gets a good first corner by the looks of it, and we're in a big crowd now. We've got Mark and Kieran, who we were battling with in the last race, right behind us. And let's see how everyone gets on from the start. Oh, looks like Martin got a poor start, but it looks like everyone else got away perfectly fine. See, did anyone go wide at all? Just the two guys that said they would. Yeah, I think everyone else keeps it nice. Just the two guys that said they were going to go wide and let everyone pass went wide. As you see, we're right up behind Ian now, but we give him a little bump, which maybe wasn't the best idea, because we've allowed the other cars to get the run on us. And it looks like we might be going 3 wide. And we're stuck in the middle, and then Adam goes for the dive up the inside, and Kieran just gets caught on our bumper there and knocks Adam off the track. But I don't know what happened there. We'll have a look at it and see what happened. I got stuck in a little bit of a reverse Moses manoeuvre there. See, Kieran does make a little bit of contact with Ian by the looks of it, but Adam goes for the dive late up the inside, and I just get sandwiched. So we'll see from Adam's point of view here. Yeah, I think probably not the smartest move from Adam. He's tried to take advantage of a situation, but I think it's just a racing incident. But if anyone has got to take any blame, I think it's on Adam, but I don't actually think there's anything in it. He's seen a gap, gone for the opportunity, but I think that was always likely to happen when going for a move like that. But luckily everyone survives the best they can, so wasn't too bad for anyone coming out of that. But of the front 4 from the last race, Mark is in the best position at the moment as we try and do the traffic, and then me, Adam and Kieran are behind Ian here, but Mark's not making much headway, so it's still anyone's race, I think, on this to see who can get through the traffic the best, as we just have to lift a little bit there as Ian goes a little bit wide and we've got nowhere to go. Can we look for a move on the inside? Can't quite get the power down early enough and have to back out so we can get the run down the back straight. And we do get the run. So we're going to go for the move on Ian here, I think, if we can. Can we just pull alongside him? Which we do manage to do, but this means we are going to have to take a lift into this fast left just to not run wide. Little bump from Kieran, but Ian gets a little unsettled on the curb, which opens up the inside for us. It looks like Adam tries to go all the way around the outside, but then looks like Aaron there from up ahead had an issue earlier on and rejoined the track, and unfortunately we're the ones that get bumped out wide, and Kieran takes advantage of that. So let's look what happened here. Yeah, so Aaron here just brakes too late, goes deep, and it's a very awkward place to rejoin the track here. He does try and rejoin smooth, I think, but unfortunately with us coming through fast, nowhere for anyone to go, so bit of a poor rejoin there, but it is an awkward place to rejoin. And unfortunately that time we're the ones that lose out, and Adam and Kieran go back ahead of us. So with the top 4 from the last race now, we're the ones at the back. So we'll see what we can do, but exciting opening lap to this second race. And there it looks like Adam's going to go for the move on Aaron there, and we're going to go to the inside as well, but we get a half-a-second track limit penalty, which we are going to attempt to serve coming into this corner if we can. See, but we don't quite get all of it, we get about half of it. So now just looking to, now we've got past Aaron, just looking to catch up to these guys again, and I think, yeah, Mark's in 5th, so the top 4 from the last race are 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th at the moment. So we've still got a bit of traffic to get through, because those guys at the front are doing a good job of defending and making it very awkward. I know James and Kevin, I think it was, both made it very hard for everyone to get past, fairly in my opinion. you know, fair aggressive racing in my opinion, but you know, they were making it hard, and I think everyone struggled to get by them, so fair play to those two for that. As you see, it's bunching back up again now, so it looks like Mark's being held up, and Kieran and Adam have managed to get right up on the back of him because of that, and I just need to try and get back into this slipstream, which, looking at the cars ahead, I should be able to do in the braking zone, because it looks like they're going to have a fight into the bus stop chicane. And Kieran's ended up dropping back there. See, we're going to brake early, get the rest of that penalty served, as someone else seems to get a penalty up ahead, Kevin by the looks of it, but he manages to serve that, and someone pushes out wide. I missed who that was that ended up going off there, but unfortunately someone spun out there, but we take advantage of it and manage to get back past Kieran. So it's now Adam in the lead of the front four from the last race, with Mark behind him, then me, and then Kieran behind me. So all taking it in turns to have a go at this traffic. So it's now Adam's turn to see if he can get past this traffic. Let's see how he does as we run over that curb again, and are probably going to get another penalty here. Yes, we do. You see, there's Kevin. It looks like Adam's managed to get past him, but Groot's on the inside of him. Mark there as well. And managed to serve all that penalty, but that allows Kieran to go around the outside, so we've got to give him space. Can we hold it on the inside here? It looks like he backs out, but unfortunately my TV come up with a standby warning, so I lifted off to try and make sure I could grab the remote and not crash. So that allows Kieran back through, and it looks like Adam has managed to get past Kevin there on the straight, but unfortunately Mark's got stuck behind him. So now it's Mark's turn to have a go at getting past Kevin, and me and Kieran are there right behind him. So he's doing a great job at defending here, Kevin. But that's and Mark's got Adam's got up into second now. And now into first. So looks like Adam's through the traffic, and he was the fastest in the last race, so he should probably run away with this now that he's got through the traffic. But we'll see what happens. Looks like Mark might be going for the move there. No, he just has to back out of it. It's got no space. But that bunches us all up here, and we're right on the back of it again, and we're weaving to find space, and unfortunately Kieran blocks us a little bit there weaving, but I think that's because he's doing the same as me. He's just trying to find somewhere to put his car, somewhere to see if there's a gap. So I don't think that was blocking. I think he just inadvertently blocked me a little bit, but I would have had nowhere to go anyway. So, but you see Kieran, because he's going for that inside line on Groot, he has to turn a bit sharper and gets the power down too early, and we take advantage of that. And it looks like Matt's going to challenge him into the first corner now as well. But it does look like Kieran holds that place as Groot goes wide, just makes contact with us as he comes back on, and Kieran reverse Moses manoeuvres him, but he does settle in back behind me, doesn't try and go side by side, which isn't a great idea up here, as Kevin gets a bit unsettled going through there. I don't know if Kevin and James were side by side then, but I think they've both flashed up a penalty there. And we're going to go for the move. No, we're not quite far enough alongside him to outbrake him, but Kieran sticks his nose in there, which I didn't quite notice at the time, so unfortunately just cut him off a little bit there. So now it's my turn to have a crack at Kevin. I think Kieran's had a go. Adam managed to get past. Mark's had a go and not managed, so it's now our turn to see if we can have a go, see if we can get past him. And we do get the run here. Can we get to the inside of him? We do get the run, but he has got the slipstream off James, so we can't quite pull alongside him, unfortunately, so we have to back out of that. And he cuts across me, which he has every right to do there. So a good job we did back out of that. But we get the run again now, so we're going to look to the inside of this corner. So we do get on the inside. We get a little tap from Kieran from behind, and then he just misses the apex, I think, there, and forces us out wide a little bit, so we have to back out of that. But he just misses the apex here, so we get our nose in, and he thought I pushed him out the way. Personally, I think he left the car width at the apex there. He didn't get turned in time, and yes, there was contact, but I feel that was a fair move. But we'll go back on the replay and have a look at that now. So as you see, we get the run on him here, and we're on the inside. We brake, he does give us space, but if you look, there's a little bit of contact there coming into the next corner as he doesn't quite turn in fully to the apex. So we have to back out, but he brakes early here and he just misses that apex, which gives us chance, and I give him plenty of space. So personally, I don't think there was anything wrong with that at all. I think that was a fair move. You know, and again, I think unfortunately sometimes you've got to take any half chances that come your way, especially with the way Kevin was defending so well. I saw the half chance and I had to take it because he didn't quite get. Oh, and it looks like Kieran there was trying to get the move on him as well, but couldn't quite. So now I'm hoping that I can get past James fairly quickly as well, and hope that Kevin continues to do a good defending job and can hold up Kieran and Mark like he was managing to hold up most people with his defending. So but I'm hoping I don't get held up too much by James, but we do get a good exit there. So is James going to defend it? He doesn't defend the inside, so we are going to go for the lunge, and it looks like we can brake a lot later into that corner than James manages to. And he does turn in on us a little bit, but I think he just didn't expect us to go for that move, but we got it done nice and cleanly. So we can skip ahead now to lap 6, which again is where we pitted on the last lap, and we are going to pit. Adam and Chris, I think it is, in front don't pit, so we're going to be the first one into the pits again, going for the undercut. And as you see, Mark and Kieran copy us this time. They saw how much of a undercut I got in the last race, and they're not taking any chances of losing time to me, so they're going to come in as well. And again, as you see, Mark choosing the soft tyres, but Kieran has been going for that double super soft stint, so the more aggressive strategy. So we'll see how that pays off later in the race. But again, as we said, a long pit stop here. And it looks like we were the only three to go for the undercut strategy. I know it looks like Martin there, one of the back runners, also went into the pit, so he's going for that same strategy. Not quite got as much clear air coming out the pits this time, but we have got a 2.5 second gap on Mark and Kieran, so hopefully we can stay ahead of them and keep that gap and chase down Adam as best as we can. But I think Adam's probably run away with this, because as you see, we are nearly 38 seconds off the lead at the moment, and he will probably come in this lap and then see if we can maybe catch up to Chris, because I think Chris had a 3 or 4 second lead over us when we come into the pits, with him having started nearer the front and not had to fight through the traffic as much as some of the other guys did. But we're hoping now we don't get held up by ASC. Unfortunately, I can't remember his name, so sorry about that if you're watching. We see he does run wide, so it makes it a nice easy pass for us and doesn't hold us up, which is what we wanted. And you see on this lap we do a little bit of half braking in some corners just to save the tyres, so that if we end up in a fight later on like we did in that first race, that we can obviously have some tyres left to fight with. And you see Adam comes into the pits, but it doesn't look like Chris comes into the pits, so we're going to skip ahead now to where Chris does come into the pits on lap 10. But if you look at the undercut we've had on Chris here, but he has managed to put super softs on with going long, and he won't have to worry about looking after them at all, so he'll be fast towards the end. But you see, I've still got a 2 second lead over Kieran and Mark, and they've both come out ahead of Chris there. So the undercut, like I said again, it is worth 3 or 4 seconds I think, but we'll jump ahead to lap 13 now. So this is the final lap of the race, and as you see, I've still got just over 1.5 second lead. Well, I say lead as in for second place, because actually me and Chris were supposed to be in the same lobby, so I suppose now Chris has got past Kieran and Mark, it is for the lead, but he is on much fresher, much faster tyres, so he should be chasing me down. So we just need to keep it clean on this final lap and not make any mistakes. And as you'll see, we do take it very cautiously really, but we make a little error there which wasn't going to help us. We lost 3 or 4 tenths to the guys behind there, but Kieran's done us a favour there. He's managed to get back past Chris by the looks of it at the end of that straight, so that buys us a little bit more time, as Chris will have to try and get past Kieran again. And then Mark is there just behind them as well, trying to cling on, pick up any pieces if anything happens. But again, Kieran closing up on me there. As I said, that's probably my weakest part, but not long to go now, so just taking it smooth as we can. Probably a little bit too smooth, that we're allowing ourselves to lose time through these corners. Maybe taking it a little bit too steady, and we're very, very slow through there. Again, sometimes you take it steady, it's not actually a good thing. You see there, Chris has managed to get back past Kieran, but only this final straight left, and he is still outside slipstream, so we should be able to hold on to this easy enough, as long as we don't make a silly error. But let's see now. Braking in that sort of darker patch there, but you see we just brake a bit too late, but luckily we've got the time in hand. But as you see, that does allow Chris and Kieran to close right up to us, but we're going to hold on for the second place. So again, another great race. Adam managed to run away at the front, but then the next 4 cars all very close together. So great racing. Like I said in my other videos, if you want to check out Sportscar Worldwide, just check the description, because all the links that you need will be there in the description. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.